Hello, it's me. It is, look at Chloe. It is Saturday. No, it's Sunday, August 31st, 2025. I finished my first week of the Artist Way Part 2. It went well. I did my morning pages pretty much every day. And then for my artist date, I applied. Well, I don't know why. I'm trying to process my thoughts, so that's what's happening here. How do I want to explain this? Essentially, before I deleted social media, I saw on someone reposted on their story about someone I went to okay, I don't know why I'm speaking in like code. Anyway, someone I went to high school with, they posted on their story about another person I went to high school with. Her name's Trinity. She's writing a book, and like they were advertising like applications for that. So I was like, oh, I want to do that. Then I deleted social media and kind of forgot about it, but then I remembered about it. And then I was like, you know what? I should apply. And so for the application, you had to submit like a poem, a short story, or like anything, just short of showing off your artistic and creative. Yeah. And so actually for the Artist Way, for the one of the tasks, excuse me, it was like list 5 lives, and then do one thing this week to embody it. And so one of the things I put was like I would want to be a songwriter. And so to do that, I just like started writing. I think it was more so a poem, but you know, it is what, like, I just had to get the thoughts out. Also, what the freako? It's okay. Well, back to what I was saying. And so I wrote in my journal, because this was the day 2 that I found out about the clinic closing. So I wrote this poem called I Knew This Day Would Come. And I'm like, it's a lot of layers, because it's like it could apply to a lot of different things. But anyway, and I was like, okay, cool. So then fast forward to yesterday, I'm working on the application. I had actually started writing a short story, but for the application it's 3 pages max, and I had already got to 2 pages, and I had just set the scene. I was like, I already know this is going to be longer than 3 pages, so what I'm going to do is not submit this, but I still think it's tea. This will be just something I do later. And what I really am gonna do is I ended up taking my poem, I Knew This Day Would Come, and editing it to sort of add like a fantasy element. I'm not really sure if I did that. I just did my best. You know what I mean? I did my best. And so that was my artist date, was setting aside time to write. And I like doing both the short story and editing the poem. And I submitted it. And I feel like, like whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. But I also wanted to apply from like an energetic standpoint to just let the universe know like experiences and opportunities like that are something I'm interested in. Especially because I want to get better at writing, because I want to have a TV show, and I want to write and create it. And I've, even with the girl, like I never created a script for it, right? I just told Chris what the vibe was and we improv'd, right? Like and that's fine too, but I want it to be a proper TV show with a script, and where I'm actually like, hit the paper, baby. I wrote that to, like, I wanted the punchline to be that, so because I be having some things in my head. So I really want to cook. So that was my artist date this week. What else was I supposed to... I did the rest of the tasks too. Oh, I talked about like champions, Oh, I forgot. Okay, let's really get into it. Let me sit up for this because I do actually want to talk about it. Hold, please. I'm trying to figure out how to prop you up. Ooh, right here. Perfect. Alrighty. Hey, girl. How you doing? Let's get into this real quick because I forgot. I have forgot. Oh, my body. Alright, here we go. So, we already talked about the artist date. Did my morning pages. We talked about that. Okay, time travel lists 3 old enemies of your creative self-worth. I'm not gonna lie. I feel I couldn't really think of too many. I can just think of my mom and her telling me like I can't sing. So then I time traveled. And like I recognize now, like my mom was probably just regurgitating things that she was probably told and believed. So it's not anything I hold against her personally, but the reality is still, though, this is a thing that happened and that she said to me and that impacted my creative self-worth. And I remember like one time she told me like, along the lines, I could be, it's not exactly, but this was the sentiment, like, saying like I wish I was as creative as her. Again, probably something regurgitated, projection, all the things, you know what I'm saying? But it's an interesting thing to say. This was also when I was like in high school. I think I was in 9th grade or some shit. And I will say, because even she did help me. I remember in high school, like we had to do like a get to know you type of thing. And she did she did help me make a poem, and it was good. She is a very creative person. I wonder if she'll continue, if she'll like actually, if she'll outlet it some more in this lifetime. I think she should, because like I said, she's very creative, very talented lady. And so it's just interesting though, like reading this book and now going through it like a second time, how you can sort of see like how sometimes people will say things that like, Mom, do you even really think that, or is that something someone said to you that you're now saying to me, but not really realizing like, oh, actually I don't even believe that. Granted, all assumptions, I don't know her life like that to be, but I'm just assuming like that's usually how the things go, you know what I mean? Any hoosers. So then I wrote about the time she said that, and she would say like, oh, who sings this song? Let's say it's Adele. Let Adele sing it. Okay. Me and Adele finna sing it. How about that? Now write a letter to the editor in your defense. I said, to whom it may concern. Kendall has a beautiful voice, and it is a gift to the world. She heals people with her song, and it should be shared with the world. Her voice is perfectly imperfect and music to all ears. She is constantly improving and getting better at singing with practice. Smiley face. Heart. She is a star and a world-class performer! Exclamation point. Stamped. Time travel. 3 old champions of your creative self-worth. I said my dad. I said Miss Seacrest. That was my orchestra teacher in middle school. And someone told me I'm a good writer, but I can't remember that who, but that person, LOL. Then time travel and write out one happy piece of encouragement. Oh, wait. Oh, write a letter to the person who sent you encouragement. Said, Dear Miss Barbara Seacrest, thank you so much for establishing a strong musical foundation for me. You did such a great job teaching us. Thank you for accepting me in advanced orchestra. I didn't practice much, LOL, but I'm so excited to return to the cello and making music. The foundation you helped me build, I know will serve me well as I re-enter into the music world. Again, I'm so thankful. Thank you for pouring into me and my classmates. Oh, okay. My handwriting. All right, let's try this again. Where did I? Oh, thank you for pouring into my classmates. On Thank you for pouring into my classmates and I, and having a high standard for excellence. Best Kindle. Sorry. Imaginary lives. If you have 5 other lives to my handwriting, what would you do in each of them? I said cellist, musician slash songwriter, actress, farmer, psychic. Now choose this one. Now choose one and do it this week. I want to write a song. I'll write in my Adele journal. And that was the I knew this day would come. It ended up just being, I don't know, I guess you could turn a song into a poem though. A poem into a song. Yeah, because I think it was more so a poem. I really don't even know if it was a poem. I think I was just writing. And that's okay too. So yeah. Work with blurch. Turn each negative into an affirmation positive. And then 10, take your artist for a walk. And so I did do that the other day. And I feel like I've been trying to walk Chloe more consistently. And I've been trying to have this conscious thing of like I'm walking with my inner child. And then actually I've been playing affirmations during our walks. And one of the affirmations is from Kinder Records. It was like, it's part of their inner child album, and it was the reparenting affirmations. And I feel like I was really just talking to my, like, I really am. And like one of the first affirmations, like, I'm glad you were born, or like, and it's like, yeah, I really am glad I was born, and I'm like super grateful to be who I am and to just live this life I live. It's like good. And so it's exciting, it's powerful, it's impactful. You know what I'm saying? Tight shit, tight. Anyway, let's focus on me. Okay, I think that's it actually for this first week. So it was a good first week, a lot of cool things. Oh, I have one here, a blurt. I said I thought about it, and my main blurts don't really pertain to me and resistance to affirmations, but more so my life. I know I'm great and I'm deserving of great things, but it's more, will my life reflect that? I see limiting beliefs rise that way. For example, Hawaii. I was teetering, like, will it actually happen? Will I actually have enough money? Yes, but the voice of my mom and other limiting beliefs can rise up. So those are the blurts. Even with my creative pursuits, I find myself questioning if I'm actually a good singer. And it's just like I need more time to get better with my instrument. So I'll shift those. I trust my abilities to make money and accomplish my goals. I believe in law of attraction. I take action towards my goals. My dreams are becoming reality. Yes. Because, like, I've been listening to a lot of affirmations lately and just, like, in general. So it's like, I know I'm great. And I know I'm deserving of all the great things in the world. But sometimes, especially when it comes to creating my life and making decisions for myself that I find others may have resistance against. And sometimes the resistance isn't always negative, right? It could just be like, oh, are you sure? But I can sometimes take an inch and make it a mile and be like, okay, I won't do it, when it's like, girl, just relax. Like, sometimes people are just providing critiques or their insights just from like a like maybe consider this perspective. It doesn't have to be this whole negative thing. Because even with Hawaii, like, I remember one of my friends was just like, are you for real sure you're gonna go? And it's like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna go. But it's also like, am I? Like, I don't know. But it's just kind of like, sometimes I can take those comments and make them super negative. And even with my mom, like, I know she's not trying to be, it's just interesting because people's worldviews is going to impact stuff, And so I know she believes in me, and supports me. She just wants to also make sure I'm not making irrational decisions that are going to negatively impact me or other people. So I always knew when it came to Hawaii that was, love is always going to be at the foundation of whatever it is she's saying. But also in the same breath, rate me. You know what I mean? Like, rate me. Like, rate my abilities. Like, yeah. This is the circumstance today, but today doesn't define next week, next month. So, like, rate me and speak life into me. So that's also a perspective as well. But then in the same breath, Kendall, you can't expect everyone to view the world the same way you do. So you have to speak life into yourself and seek that validation internally, because it may not come externally, and that's okay too. Um, so I think that's the end of this one. This was fun. This was good. I think it's easier for me to just set up my phone and yap, because trying to get on that, get in front of that camera. I'm always in front of this camera, so it's real easy for me to get pop, 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 pop. Because this one I really want to do weekly. I don't want to do it where it was 50 million dramatic, but doing like 3 at a time, because it just gets really long. Like, this is a 15-minute video. That's valid. All right, this was fun. I'm about to start reading week 2, and week 2 will span from Sunday, August 31st to Saturday, September 7th, I think. Maybe 6th. I think it's the 6th, actually. And week 1 was, I don't even know that math. Oh, just do 31 minus 7. So the 24th, I think. Yeah. So Sunday, August 24th to Saturday, August 30th. And then week 2 spans from Sunday, August 31st to Saturday, September 6th. So, yeah, I will see you guys in a week, and we'll yap then. Toodles.